वन्देतं मदवारणेन्द्रवदनं मद्भागधेयाकृतिं शुण्डादण्डसुचालनेन जगतां मायान्तरायामयान् विद्राव्यप्रणतिप्रसन्नहृदयो योऽनुक्त एव स्वयं रक्षत्यन्वहमात्मनोति बिरुदं वैद्येशपुत्राभिधम्। नमस्काराः. Start today's session. A quick recap. So we were seeing the conversation that was happening between Damanaka and Pingalaka. It's been happening for a long time now. Nakshudha pidyate yastu nidrayana kadachana nacha shita tapadyaischa sabhrityorho mahipuja. So Damanaka is talking to Pingalaka about the qualities of a fine servant and the necessity for a king to have the right qualifications for himself so that he can identify the right sevaka. Nacha shita tapadyaischa sabhrityorho mahipuja. So who is fit for royal service? The one who is not bothered much about hunger and nidra and heat or cold. Why? Because whenever there is an order from the king, at that time he is not supposed to be thinking about his own personal requirements, but be ready to fulfill the king's orders. Shutva sangramikim vartam bhavishyam swaminam prati prasannasyo bhavetyastu sabhrityorho mahipuja. Shutva sangramikim vartam. So hearing about an impending war, the one who is prasannasya, he has a smile on his face because he has trust in his Swami that he will take care. This in turn will boost the confidence of the Swami. So such a sevaka is fit for royal service. Sima vridhim samayati shukla pakshayi odurat vyoma-samskrita yasmin sabhrityorho mahipuja. So during the tenure of the sevaka, when that kind of a sevaka, during whose tenure, Sima vridhim samayati. So the borders expand gradually. That is very important. Shukla pakshe udurat iva vridhim samayati. So it gradually expands. It is not talking about a very brutal conquest. Gradual expansion of your boundaries. So when that happens, that sevaka is worthy of royal service. Sima sankochamayati vanhau charma ivahitam sthite yasmin satyagyah. So saha bhrityaha tyajyaha. That sevaka has to be abandoned, shunned. What kind of a sevaka? In whose tenure Sima sankocham aya. The borders, instead of expansion, they contract. So that means what? Shatrus win over and you lose your territory. Vanhau charma ivahitam. So when leather contracts when put in fire, right? So that way, yasmin sthite sima sankochamayati saha bhrityaha tyajyaha. Tatha shrigaloyamiti manyamanena mamopari swamina yadyavajna kriyate tadapya yuktam. And he goes on to say that if you're going to think of me as a jackal, I'm not so jackal is not respected by its birth, by the virtue of being born as a jackal, it does not get much respect. So if you're going to ostracize me for being a jackal, tadapi na yuktam. That also is not right. Why? Kausheyam krimijam suvarnamupala duruvapi goromataf pankatamara samshishanka udadher indivram gomayat kashtadagnin hefpranadapimanir gopittatorocana prakashyam swagunodayena gurinaha gachanti kim jarmana. So we saw this last week. So gurinaha swagunodayena prakashyam gachanti. So because of the rising of their gunas, because of the gradual expression, manifestation of the gunas that are inherent in a person, guni people, guninaha prakasyam gachanti. So they become famous. Yashaf prapnuvanti itirtha. Janmanakim atra janmanakim. So what is there to talk about the janma here? That does not matter. So one has to have fine qualities. So when those qualities are manifested gradually, they automatically rise to fame. So you please don't think that I am after all a jackal and can't be of help to you. Mushika grihajatapi hantavya swapakarini bhaksha pradanair marjaro hitakrit prarthyate nayataha. Anyataha. I have still not corrected. I'm sorry. So anyataha anitaha marjaraha bhakshyapradhanaihi prarthyate. So a cat that is not homegrown, you get it from outside. Provide for the cat. You take care of it so that it kills the mushikas in the house and stops trouble for you. But then even a homegrown mushika has to be killed, okay, because it is not doing good to you. Eranda bhindarka nalaif prabhutairapi sanchitaihi darupryam yatha nasti tathaiva agnis prayojan. So agnyas can be highborn and could be staying with you for a very long time and so on. But then because of their being agnyas, they have no use. They can be in large numbers, no use again. Like Eranda Bhinda Arkanala. So the tender stem of the castor plant, Eranda and Bhinda and Arka. So like the stems, these stems cannot build anything that, like Darukritya, whatever you build of wood, okay. So the kind of strength and the kind of durability that such a structure gives, you can never achieve that using these stems. So same is the case with Agnyas. Kim bhaktena samarthena kim shaktena apakarena bhaktam shaktam chamam rajan avajnatum tumarhasi. So asamarthena bhaktena kim. So what is the use of having a bhakta who is not capable, or having a shakta who is an apakari, who is not a hitakari to you, who is not loyal to you? But instead, do not do not insult me, do not dishonor me, please listen to me. Just don't say that just go away, I don't have any interest in what you're saying. Please don't discard me like that, because I am a bhakta and as well as a shakta. I am loyal to you. I am also capable of achieving things for you. Pingalakaha aha bhavatvevam tavat asamartha samartho va chirantanastu asmakam mantriputraha vishrabdham bruhi atkinchit vaktu kamaha. So anyway, samartha or asamartha, I don't know. You are claiming yourself to be so, but that does not matter. As far as I am concerned, you are the son of our mantri. And I have known him for a very long time. So you please, without any kind of fear, whatever it is that you have to tell, please proceed. Damanakaha deva vijñapyam kinchidasti tannivedaya abhipretam. What is it that you want to say? Apiswalpataram karyam yadhavet chvivatehe rannavacham sabhamathye provachetam Brihaspati. These are the words of Brihaspati, that whatever matter it might be, if it is a royal matter, something to do with the king, it is not to be spoken in public. Sabhamadhye navachyam iti Brihaspatihi provacha. Evam rupena Brihaspatihi has told. Brihaspatihi uvacha. Tadekantike madvignapyam akaranayantu devapadaha. So please listen to me and offer me a private audience. Shatkarno bhidyate mantras chatushkarna sthiro bhavet tasmat sarva prayatnena shatkarnam varjayet sudhihi. So the one who has a very fine intellect, sufthu, dhihi. Okay, so the one who has a very fine dhihi, he will avoid shatkarana. Shatkaranam sarva prayatnena varjayet. He will ensure that a mantra, a secret, does not reach 6 years. That is, does not reach a third person. Atha pingalaka abhiprayagnya Vyaghra dvipi vrika purassaraha sarvepi tadvacha samakarne samsadi tatkshanadeva duri bhutaha kritascha. Pingalaka abhiprayagnya. So Pingalaka has not told anything yet, but people in the court have understood that Pingalaka is going to wants to converse with Damanaka in private. So abhiprayagnya te pingalakasya abhiprayam jnatavantaha idani tasmat pingalakasya abhiprayam jnatva, having known the intention of their lord, vyaghra dvipi vrikapurasaraha sarvepi. So starting with Vyaghra, the tigers in the team, and then dvipi is a leopard, and then vrika, again jackal, okay. So jackal and wolf, Vrika is a wolf. So Vrika Purassaraha. So having these people and others as well. Sarvepi tadvachas samakaranya. So listening to Damanaka, Kshanadeva duri bhutaha. So just that moment they left, or they were made to go. Kritascha. Tatascha Damanakaha Udakagrahanartham. Then Damanaka starts talking. Udakagrahanartham pravrittasya swaminaha kimiha nivritya avasthanam. So what is the matter with you, Swami? You, according to my knowledge, you went to drink water. Right? Udakagrahanartham bhavan pravrittaha. Tadrishasya swaminaha kimiha nivritya avasthanam. Nivritya. So having returned back, you are stationed here. So what is the matter? Pingalaka savilakshasmitam nakinchidapi so bravi deva yadyanakhyayam tattisthatu uktancha. Pingalaka aha savilakshasmitam nakinchit api saha abravit deva yadi anakhyayam tat tisthatu uktancha. So now once asked, Pingalaka says, Savilakshasmita. Savilakshasmita is a shameful smile. Okay, some kind of a smile like that is an embarrassed smile. Thing like that. No problem, I am fine. Okay, that kind of a reply he gives. Savilakshasmitam aha. So with an embarrassed smile, he says, nothing. There is nothing to worry about. So abravit. Damanakaha abravit. Deva yadi anakhyayam tattisthatu. So if it is something that you do not want to say, anakhyayam, if you think that it is not to be told, then let it stay. Then leave the matter. I won't push. Tattisthatu. Uktancha. Why? I have a reason for that also. Why? Dareshu kinchit swajaneshu kinchit gopyam vayasyeshu suteshu kinchit yuktam nava yuktam idam vichintya vaded vipaschin mahatonurodhat. Dareshu kinchit swajaneshu kinchit gopyam vayasyeshu suteshu kinchit yuktam nava yuktam idam vichintya vaded vipaschin mahatonurodhat. Dareshu kinchit swajaneshu kinchit gopyam vayasyeshu suteshu kinchit yuktam na va yuktam idam vichintya vadet vipaschit mahataha anurodhat. So gopyam means it has to be kept as a secret. It is to be protected, okay, not to be revealed, concealed. It has to be kept hidden. It has to be concealed. Dareshu kinchit gopyam. Na sarvam sarvatra vaktavyam. Ityeva shlokasyasya bhavaha. So everything is not to be told to everybody. Everything is not to be shared with everybody. Everything is not for everybody. So there are things that are worth concealing from Dara, from your wife. Dareshu kinchit gopyam. So there are things which are to be concealed from the wife. It is not to be told to her. Dareshu kinchit gopyam. Swajaneshu kinchit. And there can be swajanas. They are atmiyas, very close to you, bandhujanas. Even to them, you don't conceal certain matters. So there are matters that are not to be concealed even to an atmiya, right? Vayasyeshu suteshu ja kinchit gopyam. So there are things that are to be kept even from your close friend. For example, something that is worth sharing with your wife, you don't go and share with your friend. Similarly, something that can be shared only with a friend, you don't come and share it with your wife. It will create a problem. Evameva suteshu. Suteshu, you can trust your son with your life, but he is not to be told everything. Suteshu kinchit gopyam. Idam yuktam va nava iti vichintya mahataha anurodhat vipaschit vadet. So a person who is a vipaschit vishesham pashyati iti vipaschit. So the one who is who is far-sighted, okay, who is far-sighted, vipaschit, viprakrishtam chintayati. Viprakrishtam means duram ityartha. That which is far away means what? He can have an idea. He knows the repercussions of his actions. So for people who are dullards, it might look like, oh my God, this guy can predict the future. But for him, it is just something that logically follows. So he has that kind of a very strong perception, intense perception he has, and by the virtue of his perceptive ability, he is able to see something that is far ahead. Okay? So he is a vipaschit. So vipaschit idam yuktam va nava iti vichintya. So having thought well about something, if it has to be revealed or not, mahataha anurodhat, according to the condition, according to the seriousness of the situation, how great it is. Vipaschit vadet. A vipaschit is to speak. A vipaschit is to reveal something. So this is a very fine verse, which makes complete sense in politics. And as far as Indian tradition is concerned, it makes sense everywhere. Okay? Very importantly, with regard to imparting knowledge. Not everything is for everybody. We have been very clear about it for a very long time. And it is only in the recent times that without an adhikari bheda, knowledge is being shared with everybody. It has never been so. So it is always gopyam. It is always sacred. It was never accessible for somebody who did not prove his worth. So we have not shied away in declaring our policy. So the same goes in, same applies in politics as well. So that is why he is very clear that there are things that are not to be revealed. But just because you don't reveal something to somebody, that does not objectively decide the worth of somebody. That has got nothing to do with somebody's worth. It is something that it is a decision that is taken understanding the situation. It is a decision that is taken according to the context. That's all. It's got nothing to do with judging a person. There is no value judgment about the person here. Does not mean that a person does not reveal something to his wife. Does not mean his love for his wife is any less, or that he thinks that she is worthless. Nothing like that. Simply works like this. So it is to be done. Dareshu kinchit gopyam, swajaneshu kinchit gopyam. A person who behaves this way can sail through life smoothly. That is the idea. Vayasyashu suteshu kinchit gopyam idam yuktam va nava iti vichintya mahataha anurodhat vipaschit vade. So a vipaschit, a person, a very perceptive person, will speak after evaluating his situation thoroughly. Otherwise, he is not a vipaschit. That's the idea. Shrutva pingalakaschintayamasa yogyoyam drishyate tat kathayam yetasyagre atmanobhiprayam uktancha. Tat shrutva. So having heard this from Damanaka, wow, this guy seems to be a yogya. Pingalakaha chintayamasa. Pingalaka now thinks, I am yogyaha drishyate. So this person is a deserving person. See, he did not decide on this until he said this, right? Because even just now we saw this, right? That samarthova asamarthova nivedayata abhiprayam. Evameva pingalakaha uktavan. Pingalaka did not know, or he has not decided that this person is worth trusting, or that he is a deserving person. He did not know until Damanaka mentioned his task. He did not push him. So it is only at this point that Pingalaka starts trusting him. Oh my God, this guy really seems to be deserving of our attention, because he never pushed me. That's a very nice thing, right? Probably Damanaka already knew that, okay, that was his strategy, but that is how it works today as well, right? You don't push somebody. So when you don't push somebody, the person automatically, voluntarily reveals. Otherwise, it is very difficult to get a person to talk. So Pingalaka says, Yogyoyam drishyate. He is a yogya. He is a perfect guy. So I can trust him now. Tat kathayam yetasya agre, tat kathayami etasya agre, atmanaha abhiprayam. So I am now trusting him. I have confidence in him. And because of that, kathayami, I will speak. Etasya agre, etasya purataha, etasya damanakasya purataha, in front of Damanaka, atmanaha abhiprayam, my intention. So whatever is there on my mind, I can speak it freely. I am going to reveal it to Damanaka now because I have concluded that he is a fine person. He is worthy of, sharing my intention. Whatever is there on my mind, he is worthy of. He is a good recipient. He is a deserving candidate. Uttancha. So he also recalls a traditional verse. Swamini swauhridayukte gunavati bhritye nuvartini kalatre suhridi nirantara chitte nivedya dukkham sukhi bhavati. Swamini sauhridayukte gunavati bhritye nuvartini kalatre suhridi nirantara chitte nivedya dukkham sukhi bhavati. Swamini sauhridayukte gunavati bhritye anuvartini kalatre suhridi nirantara chitte nivedya dukkham sukhi bhavati. So there is another nice verse which almost seems contradictory to the previous verse. So if one were to read this verse alone, let us say, Panchatantra is devoid of, all the context is removed, and this is read as a free verse, one might tend to think that, oh my God, this is not very nice because Tareshu Kinchit Gopyapo, this is, preaching that, one need not be honest with wife, friend, one need not be trusting at all. Things like that one can understand. But once you read this verse, you understand it is nothing like that. It is just about that context. In that particular context, one has to analyze if it is worth revealing or not, and then talk. But again, immediately he says, Swamini sauhridayukte gunavati bhritye anuvartini kalatre suhridi nirantara chitte dukkham nivedya sukhi bhavati. Kopi manushyaha dukkham nivedya sukhi bhavati. So when one expresses one's sorrow, just telling the sorrow, whatever is there, whatever is troubling you, you just tell it. Just open your mouth and tell it. Just by revealing that, one experiences immense happiness. Sukhi bhavati. Kutra nivedya, to whom should I share? To whom should I reveal? Swamini sauhridayukte. So by revealing it to a Swami who is sauhridayukta, who is very friendly, who has sauharda bhava, who treats you like a friend, who has that kind of a feeling with you, a very trustworthy Swami, you can reveal your dukkha to such a Swami. Sauhridayukte Swamini dukkham nivedya sukhi bhavati. Evameva gunavati bhritye api. So there is a gunavan sevaka, let us say. A gunavan sevaka, a very fine sevaka, very loyal, and you know that you have immense confidence in him, and you know he is flawless, very trustworthy. Tadrishe gunavati sevake bhritye. So revealing your dukkha to such a person, that will also relieve you of pain. Then anuvartini kalatre, and a wife who is your anuvartini. Anuvartini, who does anuvartana, means what? She follows you. She follows you means what? She follows you means that she is your companion. So you do not have one goal and she does not have another goal. So she follows you means both of you walk together on the same path. Both of you want to achieve the same things. Tadrishe kalatre. So to such a wife, anuvartini kalatre, the one who is following you, revealing your heart to such a wife will also be immensely beneficial. Evameva suhridi nirantara chitte. So mitre, suhrit, mitram ityartha, suhrit shabdasya, friend ityartha. So a friend who is nirantara chitta. Nirantara means what? Nirantara, antara means gap, right? Nirantara chitta means there is no gap between there is no interval, there is no gap, nirantara, between your mind and his mind. You have the same mind. So one in heart. Tadrishe mitre, tadrishe suhriti, dukkham nivedya. Revealing your heart, sharing your sorrow, one becomes very happy. One becomes relieved. Sukhi bhavati. Here, sukha, rather than jumpy happiness, it means relief. One feels immense relief by sharing your sorrow with these kind of people. Sauhridayukte Swamini, Gunavati Bhritye, Anuvartini Kalatre, Nirantara Chitte, Suhridi, Dukkham Nivedya, Sukhi bhavati. So he starts talking. Oh, Damanaka, shrunoshi shabdam duran mahantam. So bravi, Swamin shrunomi, tat kim? Oh, Damanaka, durat, duran mahantam. There is a sandhi here. So, durat, mahantam shabdam, shrunoshi. So, do you hear a loud sound, a very great sound from far off? Can you hear it? Do you hear the sound? Shabdam shrunoshi va? Pritchati. So, bravi, saha bravi. So, he says, Swamin shrunomi. Yes, I do hear it. Takim. So what? What about that? What about the sound? This is reply. In Anvaya, it is written as Kalaye. I am sorry, I will correct it. Nivedya. Nivedya means what? Having told, having revealed, having brought to his attention. So, Swamin Shrunomi. Tat kim? So, what about that? Pingalaka aha bhadra ahamasmad vanat gantumichhami. Damanaka aha kasmad. Pingalakaha aha. So Pingalaka says Bhadra. Oh, so Bhadra. Bhadra is a friendly address, Sambodhana. Bhadra, dear. Ityartha. Aham asmad vanat gantumichhami. I want to flee this forest. I want to leave this forest. Aham asmat vanat. From this forest, gantum ichhami. Palayanam gantum ichhami. I want to flee. Actually, gantum is not just going. I want to escape. I'm quite frightened, terrified. Damanaka is asking, Damanakaha akasmat. Why? What is the reason? Pingalakaha yatodyasmadvane kimapyapurvam sattvam pravishtam yasyayam mahashabdaha shruyate tasya cha shabdanurupena parakramena bhavitavyam iti. Pingalakaha aha yataha adya asmadvane kimapi apurvam sattvam pravishtam yasya ayam mahan shabdaha shruyate tasya cha shabda anurupena parakramena bhavitavyam iti. So yataha, because adya, today, asmadvane, in our forest, kimapyapurvam sattvam pravishtam. So there is some new jantu that is roaming around here. Kimapi apurvam, adrishtapurvam. Never see. I am the king of the forest. I am quite familiar with all the beings that are here. But this is really unfamiliar. I have never heard this sound. So this is an apurva sattva. Sattvam here refers to jantu, being. Not sattva guna. Okay. Sattvam, jantuhu. Apurvam sattvam. Something that has not been here before. Tadrisham sattvam pravishtam. It has entered, I'm sure. Yasya ayam shabdaha shruyate. So this is the sound of that being. I can definitely know that. Tasya cha, and this is a very loud road. I hope we remember that Sanjivaka is well nourished by Yamuna Shitava. You see, Yamuna Kula Shitavata. Okay, so the breeze, cool breeze of Yamuna has nourished Sanjivaka and he is roaming around freely, making huge noise. Right. So, tasya cha shabdanurupena parakramena bhavitavyam iti. So, this Pingalaka, he says, so I am guessing that his parakrama has to be in accordance with his shabda. Shabdanurupa. See, the shabda is huge. It is terrifying. That means its parakrama should also be terrifying. Shabda anurupena parakramena. So, a parakrama that is befitting his shabda, befitting the sound that he is making. I can make some sort of a guess from it. So, he has to be a person of huge parakrama is my guess. Shabdanurupena parakramena bhavitavyam iti. Damanaka aha yat shabdamatradapi bhayamupagata swami tadapyayukta uktanja. So he has been saying that a lot of things are ayukta. It is not fine, it is not fine, it is not fine, this is not right. You should not be doing like that. So once again he says, Damanakaha aha yati shabda matrati apis bhayam upagataha swami tat api ayuktam. So Swami Shabdamatrat bhayamupagata. See, you don't even know what that being is. Okay, just by the mere sound of the being. Okay, just by a mere sound, bhavan bhayamupagataha. You are fear struck. Okay, so you are fear struck. You are afraid. That is not right. Tat ayuktam. That should not the. That is not the way one should behave. Tadapi ayuktam. Vai uktancha. Ambhasa bhidyate setustatha mantropyaraksitaha paishunyad bhidyate sneho bhidyate vagbhiraturaha ambhasa bhidyate setustatha mantropyaraksitaha paishunyad bhidyate sneho bhidyate vagbhiraturaha Ambhasa bhidyate setuhu tatha mantraha api arakshitaha paishunyat bhidyate snehaha bhidyate vagbhihi aturaha. So he says bhidyate. Bhidyate means breaks, or here it means ruins. Okay. Setuhu katham bhidyate, a bridge. So what is it that ruins a bridge, that destroys a bridge? Ambhasa setuhu bhidyate. Ambhaha means jalam. Here ambhasa means the jala vega, jala pravaha. Okay. Due to the velocity, the huge speed of jala, of water, a bridge can collapse. A bridge can get destroyed in times of huge flood and things like that. Ambhasa bhidyate setuhu. Tatha. Arakshitaha mantraha api bhidyate. So a mantra which is not protected. Okay. Mantra here can mean an important policy advice, let us say. It can mean an important policy advice, or it can also be some kind of a devata mantra. Okay. So that has been taken for japa. So even that has to be well guarded. It is not to be revealed to everyone. So that which has been obtained from Guru, have been initiated, it has to be kept safely. Arakshitaha mantraha bhidyate. It loses its power. Similarly, a fine policy decision, a raja mantra, a secret, is to be well protected. Once revealed, it is gone. Bhidyate. Gets ruined. Paishunyad bhidyate snehaha. Snehaha, love, affection between two people. How does that get ruined? Paishunyate bhidyate. So if you are going to be a pishuna, pishunasya bhavaha paishunyam. Pishuna is a backbiter. Okay. So the one who will, it's a khalaha basically, dushtaha. Okay. The one who talks nicely in front of you and talks ill of you behind your back. So paishunyat snehaha bhidyate. Vagbhihi aturaha bhidyate. Vagbhihi. Vag here refers to sounds or words. Because of that, Aturaha bhidyate. Atura is a timid person. Okay. A person who is afraid of everything, who does not have dhairya at all. That kind of a person is destroyed, is hugely affected by mere sounds. That is enough to finish him off. You should not be an Atura. You are the king of the forest is the idea. So you don't be an Atura. So Aturaha eva vagbhihi bhidyate. So, but you please do not be like that is the idea that Damanaka is trying to convey. So, tannayuktam swaminah purvoparjitam vanam tyaktum. Sorry. Tannayuktam swaminah purvoparjitam vanam tyaktum yato bheri venu veena mridanga tala pataha shankha kahaladi bhedena shabda aneka vidha bhavanti tanna kevalat shabdamatradapi bhetavyam uktancha. Tat na yuktam swaminaha purva uparjitam vanam tyaktum yataha bheri venu veena mridanga tala pataha shankha kahaladi bhedena shabdaha aneka vidhaha bhavanti. Tat na kevalat shabdamatrat api bhetavyam. Kevalat shabdamatrat api bhetavyam. Uktancha. So he says, nayuktam. It is not right. It does not fit you to do this. What? Swaminaha purvoparjitam vanam. So see, this is not an ordinary vana. So you have been here for generations. It is purva uparjita. Purvaihi uparjita. It is something that has been earned by the purvajas. So purvaihi, purvajaihi uparjitam vanam swaminaha tyaktum na yuktam. So swaminaha purvoparjitam. So it is something that has been traditionally handed down to you over generations. And tadrisham vanam tyaktum na yuktam. It is not right to just abandon that forest, just like that. Also, yataha bheri, venu, veena, mridanga, tala, pataha, shankha, kahaladi bhedena, shabdaha, aneka vidhaha bhavanti. And sounds can be of many types. It can just be a bheri sound. It can come from a large drum, bheri. Okay, it can come from a large drum, bheri, venu. It can be the sound of a flute, who knows, or veena, or that of veena, or mridanga. Just a percussion instrument sound, or tala. Okay. And then pataha can be another drum. Shankha is conch. Okay. Kahala is another kind of a drum. Okay. So there can be so many sounds. Shabdaha aneka vidhaha bhavanti. Kevalat shabdamatradapi bhetavyam. Na bhetavyam. You cannot be just frightened of a mere sound. That does not befit you. Uktancha also. It is told. What is told? Atyutkate cha raudre cha shatrau prapte nahiyate dhairyam yasya mahinat o nasayati parabhavam. Atyutkate cha raudre cha shatrau prapte nahiyate dhairyam yasya mahinat o nasayati parabhavam. Ati utkate cha raudre cha shatrau prapte na hiyate dhairyam yasya mahinathaha sa na saha yati parabhavam. So yasya dhairyam, so the one whose dhairya na hiyate, it does not diminish, does not reduce. When atyutkate cha raudre cha shatrau prapte api, so even when one is confronted before an enemy who is very fierce, okay, and atyutkata, okay, very, very keen on fighting, okay, and he is very fierce. Tadrishe shatrau praptepi yasya dhairyam nahiyate. The one whose dhairya does not diminish, does not fade. Saha tadrishaha raja mahinathaha raja parabhavam nayati. There is no defeat for him. He never gets defeated by the Shatru. Parabhavam nayati. Sulabhaha shloka. Na yuktam. It's not a single word. Na yuktam. Darshita bhaye pidhatari dhairyadhvamso bhavenna dhiranam shoshita sarasi nidaghe nitarame vodhata sindhupu. Darshita bhaye pidhatari dhairyadhvamso bhavenna dhiranam shoshita sarasi nidaghe nitarame vodhata sindhupu. Dhiranam dhairyadhvamsaha na bhavet. So dhira purushanam dhairyadhvamsaha, dhairya nashaha kadapi na bhavet. It should not fade. Dhairyadhvamsa, so giving up of dhairya, destruction of one's dhairya, fading away of one's courage is not to happen. For whom? Dhirana, the ones who are dhira purushas. And a king has to be a dhira, otherwise he is not fit to be a king. So dhiranam dhairyadhvamsaha na bhavet. Kada na bhavet? Darshita bhayepi. Dhatari darshita bhayepi. So even when vidhata here refers to destiny, daivam. Daive darshita bhayepi. So even when destiny darshita bhaya, it is giving you a glimpse of, fear. Means what? When the destiny is terrifying you, it is terrifying you, it is trying to create fear in you, it is trying to show you fear. Darshita bhaye, so it is creating that kind of a circumstances that will instill fear in you. You are still not supposed to lose your courage. Dhiranam Daive Darshita Bhaye Vidhatari Vidhata Dhata here refers to destiny. Dhatari Darshita Bhaye Dhairyadhvamsaha na bhave. Dhairyadhvamsa is not to happen. There is an udaharana that is given. Nidaghe shoshita sarasi sindhuhu nitarameva uddhataha bhavati. So the rivers carry their waters to the ocean, right? So in the summer, nidaghe grishma kale kim bhavati shoshita sarasi. So saraha, okay. Saramsi shoshitani bhavanti kada nidaghe grishma kale. So during summer, what happens? The rivers dry up. Now there is nobody to go and the rivers are not there. They are not fully, full of water. They are not ready to go and empty their waters into the ocean. So the saraha, the rivers have all dried up. Shoshita sarasi nidaghe satyapi satya nidaghe shoshita sarasi api sindhuhu. So does this bother the ocean? Oh, those rivers that have to come and empty their waters into me have not. They are dried up. So should I be bothered about that? No, it becomes more fierce during summer. Nitaram eva uddhataha. So with violent waves, it becomes more forceful. That's all. It does not lose its courage. Evam eva dhiraihi api bhavitavyam. So dhira purushas should also behave in the same way. They have to take inspiration from the ocean. So even during testing times, ocean does not give up its courage. Evam eva dhirairapi bhavitavyam. Iti bhava. Tathacha. Also, yasyana vipadi vishada sampadi harsho ranena bhirutvam tam bhuvanatrayatilakam janayati janani sutam viralam. Yasyana vipadi vishada sampadi harsho ranena bhirutvam tam bhuvanatrayatilakam janayati janani sutam viralam. So, yasya mahipatehe Yasya Ragnaha Vipadi Vishadaha na. So at times of distress, he is not saddened. When there is a vipat, when there is a problem, when there is a warlike situation, he does not entertain sadness. Vipadi Vishadaha na. Sampadi Harsho. So during times of prosperity, he is not overjoyed. He is not, he's not excited. Harsha here refers to excitement. Can be happy. Okay, that's kind of a very that does not denote the what can I say, that the mind is not disturbed with that kind of a state. That kind of a happiness one can enjoy. That is fine. Here, sampadi harshaha means excitement during the time of prosperity. That is the problem. So sampadi harshaha, too much excitement. So you start doing things without thinking. So excitement is a state where the mind is clouded because you are too overjoyed, so you can tend to take wrong decisions. Evameva vishadaha, evameva deep sadness api bhavati. Okay, then your mana is clouded. So that is not to happen. That is the idea. Does not mean you should not be joyful and you should be like this all the time. Okay, not that. Sampadi harishahana. There's no too much of excitement during prosperity, not much of a, the Raja does not go into depression when there is a warlike situation at times of distress. And Rane Bhirutvam na. And he is not a Bhiru, a Katara, a person who is afraid, okay, in the war. He's not timid in the war. Tam Bhuvanatraya Tilakam Sutam. So that kind of a Suta, that kind of a son, who is like a Bhuvanatraya Tilaka. He is like an ornament to be adorned by the three worlds. Okay, so he's like the Tilaka for all the three lokas. Tadrisham Sutam Janani Viralam Janayati. So those people are very rare. Okay, so Tadrisham Sutam. So that kind of a son, a mother rarely gives birth to such a child, such a son. Tadrishaha Viralaha. They are very rare. Tathacha. Also, Shakti Vaikalyanamrasya Nissaratva Laghiyasaha Jannino Manahinasya Trinasya cha Samagatihi Shakti Vaikalyahinasya Nissaratvallaghiyasah Janmino Manahinasya Trunasya cha Samagatihi. Shakti Vaikalya Namrasya Nissaratvad Laghiyasah Janminaha Manahinasya Trunasya cha Samagatihi. So, the condition of a person, Gatihi, of a person who is Shakti Vaikalya Namra. So, see, he does not have Shakti. Okay. And because of that, Shakti Vaikalya, Vaikalya is weakness. So, he does not have enough valor. Due to the weakness of valor, not having enough valor, he is Namra. Okay. Namra is somebody who is, suppressed. Who is, so Namra literally means bent. Right? So that is why Namraha, Vinamraha means somebody who is humble. Right? So here, this person is Namra, not because he can be otherwise. He has no option but to be a Namra because he does not have Shakti. Right? So Shakti Vaikalya Namrasya Nissaratvat Laghiyasaha. And he is very, 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 very weak. Laghiyas, okay, refers to somebody that is very weak. Okay, and being nothing, being worthless. Nissaratvat Laghiyasa. He is worthless because he does not have anything in him. Okay, he is insignificant because of that. Nissaratvat Laghiyasa. Manahinasya Janminaha. And he does not have any self-respect. Adrishasya Janminaha, to such a person. To him and Trinasya, a Trina, a blade of grass, that also does not have Shakti Vaikalya. It has got very less Shakti, right? That is why it is Namra, it bends down, right? And it is Laghiya, it's very lightweight because it has got nothing in it, and it is very insignificant. So, and it does not have any mana, does not have any self-respect. It is bent, right? So, the situation of the grass, of this blade of grass, and a person who is Shakti Vaikalya Namra and Laghiya and Manahina is the same. There is no difference between the two. Shakti Vaikalya Namrasya Nissaratvat Laghiyasaha Manahinasya Janminaha Trinasya cha Samagatihi Samanagatihi. Both of them have the same condition. There is no difference at all. Apicha, also Anyapratapamasadya yo dridhatvam nagacchati jatujabharanasyeva rupena pihitasya kim. Anyapratapamasadya yo dridhatvam nagacchati jatujabharanasyeva rupena pihitasya kim. So, Anyapratapam asadya. Anya pratapam asadya yaha dridhatvam nagacchati jatuja abharanasya iva rupena api hi tasya kim. Yaha anya pratapam asadya. So the one when encountered with somebody else, okay, anyasya pratapam asadya. So when pitched against another person's pratapa, somebody else comes and there is a shatru at your gate, anyasya pratapam asadya yaha dridhatvam nagacchati. So the one who cannot stay stiff, the one who cannot stay stiff when encountered by an enemy, when pitched against an enemy. Okay, anyasya pratapam asadya. So pratapa here, in case of the Raja, it refers to valor or courage of somebody else when pitched against that. Yaha dridhatvam nagacchati, the one who cannot maintain his stiffness. Tasya rupena kim. So of what use is his rupa? If he has got a fine physique, let us say, of what use is that appearance, is that physique, if he cannot maintain stiffness in his heart when there is an enemy at the door? Katham jatuja abharanasya iva. So Jatu refers to lakh. Okay, lakh we say arakku in Tamil. Okay, so Lakshagriha was built, right, by the Kauravas to kill the Pandavas. So they built a house made of lakh. So that is Jatu. Jatuja Abharana is something that is made out of Jatu. Okay. So Jatuja Abharanasya iva Rupena Kim. So Jatuja Abharana has a Rupa. It can be made, okay, very nicely. But then when pitched against fire, what will happen to it? It will just melt away. So here, Pratapa also means fire. Anya Pratapam Asadhya means when pitched against fire. Jatuja Bharanam Yathasva Rupam Yajati Rupam Tasya Rupam Nashyati. Right? So all the beautiful form, whatever beautiful ornament that might have been made of lakh, just vanishes. Evameva Anyasya Pratapam Asadhya Yaha Dridhatvam Nagachati. The one who cannot maintain his stiffness. Tasya Rupena Kim. Of what use is his appearance, physique? Tadevam Jnatva Swamina Dhairyavashtambha Karyaha Na Shabdamatrad Bhetavyam Apicha. So Tadevam Jnatva. So having assimilated all that I have spoken so far nicely, having known all this, Swamina, by you, Dhairyavashtambha Karyaha. So you have to take refuge in Dhairya. So you have to, take support in Dhairya. Avashtambha means avalambanam, a support. To take support in Dhairya. So somehow build Dhairya within yourself and be courageous, be valorous, be like a king. Shabdamatrad bhetavya. Just a sound should not create fear in your heart. Shabdamatrat nabhetavyam. You should not be afraid of the sound. Afraid of just a sound. Shabdamatrat nabhetavyam. Apicha also. Purvameva maya jnatam purname dasa anupravishya vijnatam yavacharmacha Purvameva maya jnatam purname dasa anupravishya vijnatam yavacharmacha. So maya purvam eva maya jnatam purnam yetat hi medasa anu pravishya vijnatam yavat charmacha darucha. So maya purvam eva yetat medasa purnam hi iti jnatam. So at the first side, purvam at the first side, maya by me, jnatam, it was known. What was known? Etat medasa purnam hi iti jnatam. So at the first sight, having looked at something, I thought that this was full of flesh. Medasa purnam iti jnatam. So at the first sight, I mistook this for being full of flesh. Etat medasa purnam iti jnatam. Anupravishya. But having entered inside, the Damanaka is talking about something. We don't know what he is talking about. Okay, so even Pingalaka does not know. Anupravishya, after having entered, Yavat charmacha darucha iti vijnatam. So I understood that it was just a lot of wood covered with charma, leather. Right? So it was just leather, all, whatever it was, Yavat charmacha darucha, whatever was there, it was full of charma and daru. So it was covered with, it's a wood piece covered with leather. That's all. Yavat charmacha darucha iti vijnatam. Having entered, I knew. But at the first sight, I mistook it for being full of flesh. Okay, this is what he says. Purvam etat medasa purnam hi. This must be full of flesh iti jnatam. Anupravishya charmacha darucha iti jnatam. Pingalakaha aha kathametat. So what is it that you are telling? I don't understand. So bravit. So he starts narrating the Gomayu Dundubhi Katha. Gomayu Dundubhi Katha. So Gomayur Nama Shrigalaha. So this is the story of a jackal, called Gomayu. And shall we see this, or if we have any questions, I can take and start this tomorrow. Are there any questions? Fairly easy. So not many questions, I think. Maybe there are 5 more minutes, maybe we can. Charm for what? Okay, so wooden charma is skin, leather. Okay, skin of an animal or say leather, charma. Hastu. Gomaya Dundubi Katha. I think we can start. Kaschid Gomayurnama Shrigalaha Kshutkshamakantaha Kshutkshamakanta itastataf paribhraman vane sainyadvaya sangrama bhumim apashyat tasyancha dundubhev patitasya vayuvashad vallishakhagrair hanyamanasya shabdam ashranot. Kaschit Gomayuhu nama Shrigalaha Kshut Kshamakantah Itaha Tataha Paribhraman Vane Sainyadvaya Sangrama Bhumim Apashyat. Tasyancha Tasyam Putra Sangrama Bhumau Dundubhehe Patitasya Vayuvashat Vallishakhagraihi Hanyamanasya Shabdam Ashranot. So Gomayur Nama Shrigala. So a jackal named Gomayu. Jackal and a drum. Yes, jackal and a drum. Aschid Gomayur Nama Shrigalaha Kshutkshamakantaha. So he was parched by thirst, hunger. Okay. Kshutkshamakantaha. Itastataha paribhraman, roaming around here and there. Vane, in the forest. Sainyadvaya sangrama bhumim apashyat. So he came and he encountered a bhumi, a battlefield where two sainyas, okay, two senas have fought. Sainyadvaya sangrama bhumim. So the battleground. Senas is not there now. It's just the empty battleground. Okay. Sainyadvaya battleground where two armies seem to have fought. He came across that land. Bhumim apashyat. Tasyamcha tatra, in that place, dundubehe patitasya. So a large drum was lying there. Patitasya dundubehe. Dundubi is a huge drum. Patitasya dundubehe vayuvashat. So there was a mild breeze that was blowing. So the wind was blowing. Because of that, vayuvashat Vallishakhagraihi hanyamanasya shabdam ashruno. So, and what happened? There were Vallishakhagra, there were creepers. Okay, and those because of that, because of the wind, these creepers were touching the top surface of the drum, and they seemed to be beating. Okay, and out of that came a sound. Vallishakhagraihi hanyamanasya being beaten. Okay, so dundubhehe patitasya dundubhehe hanyamanasya dundubhehe. So a dundubi that was fallen and was being beaten by Vallishakhagra, by the shakha, the agra portion. Agra is the front portion. Okay, the tip of shakhas of Vallishakha, of the branches or the various creepers that were lying there. So they seemed to be beating the drum. And from that came a sound. Vayuvashat Vallishakhagraihi hanyamanasya shabdam ashram. So he heard a sound from the drum. Astu. Dhanyavadaha. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaskaraha.